In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? According to Bentley, 1997, being successfully creative involves the making of the new and the rearranging of the old. In other words, in order to create a successful product that is fit for purpose, you must research the conventions of existing media texts of a similar genre and target audience to your intended product and incorporate these into your own. Through use of target audience research, I found that most people preferred comedy films. However, I decided against this decision. I have experience in creating horror films and felt that I could make a higher quality horror film than a comedy. The brief specified that I make a teaser trailer, as well as a film poster and film magazine, front cover, to advertise my film. And as such, I analysed various products of this type, taking note of common conventions throughout that I incorporated into my own product. I analysed various teaser trailers, including The Dark Knight, the 2008 blockbuster film directed by Christopher Nolan, and 2012, an American science fiction disaster film directed by Roland Emmerich. They're not specifically a direct link in terms of genre, as I chose to make a horror film. There were many conventions of teaser trailers that I incorporated into my film. For instance, the average length of a teaser trailer is quite short, approximately ranging between 30 and 60 seconds. Therefore, when creating my film, I ensured that my trailer was roughly 40 seconds in length, using a minimum of film footage to tease the audience. Though I found through my research that the majority of teaser trailers actually show a short sequence of clips rather than one long clip, I decided to challenge the convention and using a more uncommon approach, that is the continuous scene full of suspense to tease the audience rather than the sequence. Technique that I found effective in 2012. This approach immerses the audience into the action of the scene and ends with a gripping cliffhanger to spark the viewer's interest and make them want to see the film. Pace is also a common convention, often maintaining a fast pace in teaser trailers throughout, or starting slowly and picking up the pace as it goes. And it's usually accompanied by emotive music, such as a dramatic score. My film followed the picking up the pace convention, starting off slowly and picking up pace as the sequence went on, accompanied by creepy ambient sounds and finishing with a dramatic clap of thunder. I also analysed two film posters, 28 Days Later, the 2002 British horror film directed by Danny Boyle, and The Dark Knight, to establish the codes and conventions of film posters and the ways in which genre can be portrayed through them. The most prominent convention would be the use of eye-catching, captivating images. On both posters there were great uses of materials that stand out. The artistic red and black of the 28 Days Later poster clearly represents the horror genre, whilst being very artistic. The Dark Knight poster shows great carnage and destruction, sparking the consumer's interest. I took great inspiration from the 28 Days Later poster, following the eye-catching convention of uses of red and black that link to the horror genre. As well as this, bold titles are easy for consumers to read, even from a distance, to attract people who may wish to see the film. As such, my film's title is bold and powerful, standing out amongst the rest of the poster. I also thought an interesting touch would be the use of reviews from other film magazines. Created a statement from Empire magazine, as well as a star rating, to create a more authentic look to my poster. To also add to the authenticity, I added a release date and a list of those involved, as in directors, actors, etc. I also analysed two magazine covers, one from Total Film and one from Empire. I did this to identify the various conventions used in magazine covers and how I can employ them into my own auxiliary task. Conventions that I found were emphasised on both covers, which were also present on the posters, were the uses of noticeable and captivating focal images. The Total Film magazine that I chose to analyse had a silvery image of the lead character from the 2009 Star Trek film, and I followed this concept of a stylised central image of a character from the film with my auxiliary task, which featured a black and white image of the zombie in my trailer, with the red of the blood as the only colour on the screen, creating great emphasis. The masthead itself is clearly displayed across the products, often in an eye-catching colour to stand out to consumers. Something that really helps to sell a magazine cover would be a self-claim that is above others in terms of concept and quality. So many magazines actually having things such as the best and world exclusive on show upon the cover. I followed this convention myself on my own cover. Again, to add a sense of authenticity to my magazine, I also displayed a price, issue date, release date and barcode.